The Bold and the Beautiful B&B spoilers hint that Sheila Sharp, Kimberlyn Brown, may catch Taylor Hayes, Rebecca Budig, and Deacon Sharp's Sean Cannon bedroom romp. Could a cheating discovery be ahead now that Sheila credits Taylor with sending Deacon back to her? Sheila was worried Taylor might sabotage her reunion instead, so she was pleasantly surprised when Deacon admitted he wasn't ready to give up on their marriage. Of course, Deacon might not have said that if Taylor hadn't been so adamant that nothing could happen between them. Deep down, Deacon is craving Taylor and wondering what it'd be like to have her as the main woman in his life. Taylor can't get Deacon out of her head either, so this storyline seems like it's far from over. The more Taylor insists they can't cross that doctor-patient line, the more likely it becomes that they'll throw out the rulebook completely. Deacon and Taylor barely resisted the urge to kiss, so they're bottling up temptation and setting themselves up for trouble. Taylor and Deacon may ultimately let passion explode between them and strip down for a bedroom romp. If that's where this story is headed, Sheila might find out in the worst way possible. What if Sheila actually catches Taylor and Deacon in the act? That would certainly be a soapy way for Sheila to discover that Deacon broke their marriage vows with Taylor of all people. Sheila may go from singing Taylor's praises and offering her gratitude to revisiting that fatal threat she made against her. Taylor could become enemy number one for Sheila once again, and leave Sheila ready to come unhinged like she's done so many times before. It would certainly be entertaining to watch Sheila walk in on Deacon and Taylor under the covers, so we'll see if that's the route B&B might take in the end. No matter how it all goes down, Taylor and Deacon seem poised to surrender to temptation at some point. Sheila will inevitably find out, so maybe she'll see the betrayal happen with her own eyes and blow up on the spot. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers suggest Sheila, Deacon and Taylor's love triangle will lead to stunning news and heated confrontations, so stay tuned for updates on all the action. In Los Angeles, passion and paranoia begin to collide in ways that no one could have foreseen, as Sheila Sharp's fragile sense of happiness, trust, and control starts to crumble around her without her even realizing it yet. All while Taylor Hayes and Deacon Sharp teeter dangerously close to the edge of temptation that they've both been trying and failing to suppress. Because what began as a therapeutic reconnection between two damaged souls, a widow haunted by past loss and a man desperate to prove that he's changed, has slowly evolved into a magnetized dance of longing glances, unspoken desires, and suppressed yearning that neither of them can deny any longer, no matter how hard they try to convince themselves otherwise. Every time Taylor sits across from Deacon during their sessions, listening to him wrestle with his marriage to Sheila and the moral chaos that defines his life, she can feel her heartbeat accelerate, her professionalism slipping away piece by piece, and every time Deacon catches her gaze lingering too long, or hears her voice soften when she calls him by name, he's reminded that the woman who once tried to help him find redemption is now the very person testing the limits of his self-control. They both tell themselves that their connection is wrong, that it's just gratitude, that it's just emotional dependency. But the truth, simmering beneath the surface, is that they are drawn to each other in a way that defies reason or boundaries. And while Taylor spends her nights pacing her living room, replaying their last session in her head and berating herself for nearly kissing him, Deacon spends his evenings at Il Giardino pouring wine for guests and trying not to think about how soft her hair looked in the late afternoon light or how close they came to crossing the line that could destroy everything. Meanwhile, Sheila, in her usual state of manic optimism mixed with dangerous insecurity, believes that Taylor has miraculously turned from adversary to ally, naively convinced that the very woman who once called her a menace has now become her marriage therapist by proxy. When in truth, Taylor is waging an internal war that Sheila could never imagine, a battle between morality and desire. Sheila interprets Deacon's renewed commitment to her as proof that Taylor's influence has been a blessing, when in reality, it's Deacon's guilt and confusion that are driving him back into Sheila's arms. The tension between all three characters grows thicker each day, a delicate web of deception waiting for a single tremor to send it all crashing down. One evening, after yet another emotionally charged session, Taylor tries to draw the line once more, her voice trembling as she tells Deacon that what they're doing, these late-night talks, these lingering touches, is dangerous for them both. Deacon nods, pretending to agree, but as Taylor moves toward the door, he catches her wrist, and suddenly all the words they've been suppressing dissolve in a rush of heat and need. She hesitates, her mind screaming for control, but the heartache of loneliness and the weight of unfulfilled longing finally overpower reason. The kiss that follows is explosive, desperate, filled with all the emotions they've been holding back for months. Grief, regret, passion, forbidden comfort. It deepens, and before they can think twice, they're stumbling into her bedroom, breathless and trembling, every rational thought abandoned as they surrender completely to desire. For the first time in years, Taylor feels alive. For the first time in months, Deacon feels wanted without judgment. But even in the haze of passion, there's a flicker of guilt, an awareness that this act will have consequences far beyond either of their control. Because while they're lost in each other's arms, Sheila is driving toward Taylor's home, a basket of homemade muffins and a naive smile in tow, eager to thank her new friend for helping save her marriage. She hums to herself, blissfully unaware that the man she fought the world to keep is about to betray her in the cruelest way possible. When she arrives, she notices Deacon's car outside and smiles, assuming he's there to share good news. The door is slightly ajar and she hears laughter, soft, breathless laughter that sends a chill up her spine. At first, she tells herself it's nothing, maybe just Taylor on a call. But then she hears Deacon's voice, low and intimate, murmuring her name in a tone that's unmistakable. Her heart starts pounding, her breath catches. She pushes the door open quietly, her instincts screaming, and what she sees inside shatters her world. There they are, Deacon and Taylor, wrapped in each other's arms, sheets tangled, oblivious to the door swinging open and the storm standing in the doorway. For a moment, Sheila can't even process what she's seeing. Her mind refuses to accept it. Then reality hits, and the shock curdles into rage so fast it's almost frightening. The sound that escapes her lips isn't human. It's a guttural, wounded growl of betrayal, heartbreak, and fury all rolled into one. Deacon jolts upright, eyes wide, scrambling for words that don't exist. Taylor stumbles for a robe, mortified, stammering apologies that Sheila doesn't even hear. The room feels like it's vibrating with tension as Sheila's fury builds, her face twisting between tears and murderous anger. "You!" she screams at Taylor, voice cracking. "After everything I told you. After you swore you wanted to help us." Taylor tries to explain, to calm her, but Sheila isn't listening. Her mind flashes through every moment of her life, every time someone betrayed her, every time someone looked down on her, every time she fought to be loved only to be humiliated again. The betrayal is too much. She lunges forward, hurling the muffin basket across the room, and Deacon grabs her arms, trying to restrain her as she thrashes, screaming that she'll never forgive either of them. "You used me. Both of you. You took everything good I had left and you burned it to the ground." She roars, tears streaming down her face.